Hello everyone. Today we are going to continue with call by address part of user defined function in C programming language. So let's start with call by address. Now look at here. Call by address. That means in case of call by value, we pass the value as argument. We already know that thing in our last class, but in case of call by address, we are going to pass the address as argument. Address pass as argument. Now look, address means, let's say we have a variable x and the address is 1011. Now that means we are x contains the value 10. In case of call by value, what happened? In case of call by value, let's say a function is there ab, we pass the value itself. That means the signature of this particular function will be return type doesn't matter, then return type doesn't matter, that's why I write it as return type only, and then ab function, and then what type of value it is. Let's say the variable declared as int x equal to 10. So at that time the type of this value is integer. So the in signature or in port type we specify the type of the argument that we are going to pass. Clear? Now and what will be the function definition? In function definition, that means when we define this particular definition for this particular function, at that time we have to receive the value that we are going to pass with ab function. Clear? That means at the definition part ab, we need to declare a variable integer, let's say a. Now what at the time of execution, this particular instruction will become int a equal to the content of x. So the content of x is 10. That means when the control jump from this calling position to the function definition, at that time it pass with the argument 10. That means this particular variable will receive the value 10. Clear? This is what we called call by value. Now in case of call by address, what happened? Look here, we pass the value of x, but in case of call by address, we are not going to pass the value of x. We will pass the address of x. Now what is the address of x? The address of x is this one is address of x, and address can hold by pointer. Clear? Now look how we will pass the address of x. How we can pass the address of x? That means again, let's say the function name is ab. Now from this function we are not going to pass the value of x, we are going to pass the address of x. That means we need to use the address of operator to find the address of x. Look here, we are assuming the base address of x is 1001, but it is not guaranteed. Why? Because we don't know which memory block will allocated to this particular variable x. It is totally internal part, but the concept is exactly same. Whatever we are discussing, exactly the same way the system will execute. Clear? So for address part, we will focus only on the concept part. We are not going to we don't know what will be the actual address that will assign to this particular variable x. Clear? Because of that reason, as we don't know the address of x, because of that we will specify the address of operator at the time when we want to pass address of any variable as argument to any function. At that time we have to use the address of operator with argument. Clear? Now, so how the signature of this particular function looks? Clear? Hope you understood the doubt. So how this is our function call the function. This is how we will call the function, but to use this function we need one signature for this particular function, and in that signature we, along with the return type, we also need to define the type of argument. Now look at here, in this particular function the argument is of address type. The argument is of address type, and address is held by pointers only. Address can be held by pointers only. That means in case of call by address, the argument type will be pointer type. Argument type will be pointer type. That means signature of this particular function will be return type, then function name, and then how many arguments are there? Only one arguments are there, and that argument is also a address. That means we have to declare a pointer. Now for pointer we use this asterisk or indirection operator. Now what type of address it is? That means the content of this particular address is what? The content of this particular address is integer. That means the data type of this pointer will be int. So this is what the signature of this particular function. This is what the signature of this particular function. Now next thing is we have to define the function, and at the time of function definition, that means where we will receive this particular argument, that means at function definition, along with this signature or along with this data type, we also need to declare the variable. Now in case of call by address, the variable is integer type. No, the variable is not integer type. The variable is pointer to integer type. Now look, this is a pointer to integer type, int type. Clear? That means we need to declare a variable, pointer type variable, that will hold the address of this particular integer type variable. Clear? Now look, now come to the function definition part. Again, return type doesn't matter, AB, and then we need to define this particular variable, pointer type variable. Let's say int asterisk p, and then function body. So this is how call by address. In case of call by address, we will pass the argument by using address of operator, and in case of in the signature we need to define the argument type as pointer type, and in case when we define the function, at that time we need to receive the argument with the help of pointer. These are the basic difference with call by value and call by address. Clear? These are the basic difference with call by value and call by address. Now we will explain the whole execution of call by address with a program. Again we will use the same program, addition of two number, but now we are going to pass the argument as address of the variable instead of the value itself. So let's do it. First I write the code. After that we will describe. Again, first entry point function is void main. From this main function, int a contains 2, b contains 3, and then we call a function called ab, then pass the address of a and then address of b, and now signature of this particular function. The first case is without return type and the second case is with return type. So now without return type, so return type of the function is void and then ab. Now the type of the argument, look, the first argument is of address, the second argument again address. The first argument is address of int, the second argument is again address of int. So int asterisk comma int asterisk, this will be the signature of this particular function. Next we need to define the function. So void ab int asterisk p comma int asterisk q. Now inside this function, integer s equal to asterisk p plus asterisk q, then printf sum equal to percentage d, then s. Now let's execute the program. So again we have memory part as well as output part. So system start execution from main function, that means first it will allocate a memory block for main. Now inside this main we declare two variable int a. So here a is there, let's say 2000, then b is also there, let's say 2015, then a contain 2, b contain 3. That means execution of this instruction completed. Now this next part, the next instruction is ab, address of a and address of b. That means from this particular memory block we are calling the function. From this particular function, main function, we call the function ab with argument address of a and address of b. Now when control jump to the calling function, that is here ab, at that time it pass two argument. First one is address of a. Now what is the address of a? Address of a is 200. Address of b is 2015. Clear? Now these two address is passed as arguments. That means the first argument is 2000 and the second argument is 2015. Now to receive these two particular argument, we declare two pointer. So here first pointer is integer asterisk p, the second pointer is integer asterisk q. Now when control come to this particular instruction, this particular function definition, at that time the first argument, the first parameter becomes integer asterisk p equal to 2000. The second argument becomes integer asterisk q equal to 2015. That means the first address will received by the pointer p, the second address will receive by the pointer q. The first pointer is received by the pointer, the first address is received by the pointer p, the second address is received by the pointer q. Now inside this particular memory block ab function, one pointer variable is there p, and the content of p will be 2000. Another pointer variable is there q, the content of q will be 2015. Let's say the address of p is 3011, the address of q is 3022. Now that means from here control comes here with two with two address. One is 2000 and other one is 2015, and this address is received by P, this address is received by Q. Next enter inside the AB function, and one more variable is declared. So again, one memory block is created for this integer type variable S. Let's say the the base address is 3029. Now execute this particular instruction. So what is this particular instruction? This particular instruction is asterisk P plus asterisk Q. Now what is the purpose of this instruction? Addition of two number. Now the number is not given directly or not given by using variable. The number is given with the help of pointer. So what system will do? System will first evaluate these pointers first. That means how system will evaluate this? Look, inside this particular AB function, the content of P is 2000. That means it will become asterisk 2000. Now what is this what is this 2000? 2000 is the address of this particular memory block. So system comes here, and when it encounters indirection operator, that means it enters inside the memory block and it gets the value 2. That means asterisk 2000 will gives us 2. Clear? The next part, the next operand, that is asterisk Q. The content of Q in AB function is 2015. Now look at here, this 2015 is an address. Now whenever system gets any address, it will automatically go to that particular address and wait. And that means from this AB function, with the help of this address, control automatically comes here. Now control comes to this base address of this particular variable B, but it will not enter to the variable B. That means it will not receive or read the value of B until it will not get the permission, and we give that permission with the help of this indirection operator. Now with the help of this indirection operator, control enters inside the memory block of B and read the value of B, and the value of B is 3. That means asterisk 2015 will give us the value 3. Now we get the first operand is 2 and second operand is 3. Now it performs the addition operation, and addition operation will give us 5. Now this 5 will store in S. Now look at here, this 5 is stored in S. That means, and S is declared inside AB function. That means inside AB function, the content of S will become 5. Now the execution of this particular instruction end up here. Next instruction is printf. Now it will print something on the output screen. So in output screen we get the output as sum equal to %d S. What is the value of S in AB function? Inside AB function, the content of S is 5, so it will return 5 here. So here we will get 5 as output. Now control encounter the closing brace, so come out and jump to the calling, from where it gets called. So from where it gets called from this particular location. That means from this particular location it comes to this particular location inside main function. That means control complete the execution of main AB function and return back to the main function, and whenever return back it will deallocate all the memory block that are assigned to this particular function AB. Now inside this main function, what system will get? System will again encounter the closing brace. That means the execution of main function is also completed. That means the execution of whole program is completed here. The execution of whole program is completed here. Clear? So that's how the argument, we pass address as argument to a function, and we can perform with the help of this indirection operator. With the help of indirection operator inside this AB function, and we can access the value from some other function or from some other memory block. Clear? So this is how pointer works. Clear? And now in this case, what will be the actual function, actual argument, and what will be the formal argument? Look, the actual argument is always from where we call the function. Look, AB function is there, and AB function is called from main function, and inside main function these are the two parameters. That means these two parameters are called actual argument. Look, correct? And these two argument is received by AB function with the help of P and Q. That means this P and Q are the formal parameters. Clear? So this is how we pass two argument as address and we perform the operation, but in this case we left one concept, that is how it can return value. Clear? Again the same concept. Here we did not use the return statement as the AB function is not return any value, but when we want to return some value from this AB function, at that time we have to use the return statement here after the execution of this particular function, and then the value returned from this AB function we need to receive that particular value inside main function. That means here, look at here, as this function did not receive any value, we are not going to assign it to any variable, but whenever this function will return any value, at that time we need to receive that particular value, and because of that, to receive the returned value we need to use the assignment operator like that, integer x equal to AB. That means now in this case here we have to use the return statement, return, and this printf statement is not required here. We use this printf statement here, return s. That means the value of sum will return from this particular function AB, and we are going to receive this value, return value, in main function, and after execution of this particular function the whole statement will replaced by the value of s. The whole statement will replaced by the value of s, and that value of s will stored in the variable x. That is how we can receive the returned value. That is how we can receive the returned value. Whenever any function returned any value, at that time we need to receive that value with the help of this concept. Clear? So that is how we can deal with call by value with return type, without return type, call by address with return type, without return type, call by, then one more thing is there, that is parameterless. And in case of parameterless also we have both concept of with return type and without return type. Hope you understood the whole concept of function, how all these things works. Clear? And how system will execute the user defined function, and how the control jump to the calling function when we called a function, and how control come back to the actual location from where it gets called. Clear? So that's it for this class. So see you soon in our next class. Thank you.